Good morning, explorers! Well, it's actually a good afternoon, good night. I don't know, it's like 6 o'clock. And today, I thought since tomorrow I have a college fair at my school, I thought, why not do a college Q&A? These aren't really like the questions that I like from Twitter, but they're like questions that were asked during like a college tour that I went on. So let's begin. I have them all like written down right here, so if I look down over there, don't worry about it. Okay. First question. Well, it's not really a question, it's a statement. Don't ask about college life. Everyone asks that question, and yes, okay, I understand if you want to know what the college is like and stuff, but don't ask it. Like, look it up. Look up the college, look at reviews from alumni, and just dive into it just like that. Reviews, look at reviews and stuff. That's just a personal opinion. Ask if colleges allow commuter cars for freshmen, because some schools don't allow cars for freshmen. And if there is if freshmen aren't allowed to take cars, ask if there's transportation for freshmen or upperclassmen, because some schools might have a shuttle bus, they might have zip cars. So make sure you like ask, because then they get to hang out with their friends or go home for the weekend, because you can't really go anywhere if there's no transportation. Another thing is, ask about security, like their emergency poles, the blue ones or the red ones, they're mostly blue, their emergency lights. Ask about the distance between them, and then ask about how their security is on campus, because that might be a good thing, because if there's not really a high security, then there might not be a good quality safety regiment, a good safety for that school. For like academics, I know I'm like jumping all over the place, but I think to ask for like academic wise, like majors, ask if it's easy to change your major. Like if you wanted to do, let's say, engineering, and then you find out you wanted to be a nurse. I don't know if that's even, it's not really remotely the same, but ask if you can like change it, if it's easy to change. And if it's not, then you might have to choose one and stick with it. Along the lines, ask about the passing grade for that certain major. Like if they pass, like for medical, they're nursing. If you ask what's your percentage for people who've passed the boards or the MCATs, and I'm just throwing some medical words out there, but ask about it, because some schools might not be as high as other schools might be. I know I was talking to my aunt the other day, and I think she mentioned that the good passing grades had to be higher than a 70, like 70%. Out of the whole nursing program itself, the people who pass have to be like above a 70. Ask about their internships. Like if they do, if you wanted to go into carpentry, ask if they have can have internships at a construction site, or for marine biologist, if they can go to say like an aquarium, not really an aquarium, but like can go, I'll say an aquarium, to an aquarium and help out with the marine life. Ask about for nursing, because I want to be a pediatrician, nurse. Ask about their internships for like hospitals or doctor's office. That wouldn't be doctor's office, but more be hospitals. Ask about it, because some colleges might have really good internships that you might really enjoy going to, but then others might not. I know there's one college that has a Disney internship, and I know it has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with what I want to do. But I met somebody at a Disney store that said her friend went into nursing, and she did that Disney internship, and she became a nurse still. So it's like, to me, it's worth it to do the Disney internship and do nursing. But that's my preference. When you're on the tour, ask the tour guide questions. Ask them about their majors, what they enjoy about that major, why they picked it, and what made them choose this school out of all the other schools they had in mind. Ask those questions. Ask tour guides. They're there to answer them. Sometimes they'll say, if you have more questions, ask the administration. Do that. When you're in the administration's office, ask about college's most important values. Like, do they value internship? Do they value your education? Or do they value, like, I don't really know. Do they value, like, the non-important stuff instead of what is, like, really important to some people? Like, hanging out with friends, having a little hangout area to hang with people who are in your class, having the ability to stay after at the library for, like, as long as you want. And also when you're with your tour guide, ask them questions like, another question you could ask is tips for freshmen. Like, don't go here at night, don't do this, oh, do this, but yet stay focused on your, I can't think of the word right now, your path. Focus on what you want to do, but yet you do all that fun other stuff you want to do. Like, if you want to minor into other things, do that, but make sure, like, you focus on your real major you want. And then in the end, you can ask about dorms and stuff. I don't really like asking about dorms because other people do that, or the tour guides answer some of the questions I have, so it's not like a big question I have to ask, a big hoopla. Like, some dorms, yes, some colleges have bigger dorms than others, or higher ceilings, but to me, that the dorms don't matter. To me, what matters is if a college has a sim lab for the medicals, if they have really good internships that I want to dive into. I know at one school they have a medical lab science, and I really enjoy that. So what I'm going to ask that school tomorrow is, how is that program related to the nursing program? Like, how can they collide? Like, when you have a college fair, make sure you have the schools on a list. It's not really my list, but you have them on a list on a sheet of paper, and then next to them you have, like, your questions you want to ask them, or you have a notebook with you and you write down the things that stand out to you. Like, you go to a college fair with the schools you want already in mind. Like, from one of my advisories, we were handed, like, a big blue piece of paper that had all the colleges written on it. So it wasn't, like, as bad, because I just highlighted the schools And the best part was, like, once I highlighted those colleges, on the back of the sheet I wrote questions I wanted to ask them once I got there. Like once I got to their table, or once I get to the table. I haven't actually done it yet. It's tomorrow. But still, being prepared for a college tour, having questions, even having questions written on a piece of paper is good. Or even going to a college fair with questions. Those are the things you want to be prepared for. Maybe even knowing about their open house, knowing more about the school, researching them, tuition-wise and things like that. I know in my college planning class at school, she handed us this huge sheet of paper. Sorry. And it was like applications, deadlines, tuition, stuff along the line like that. And we had 3 colleges, well, not 3, but you had like five spaces on this piece of paper, and you had to answer every single question related to that college, like the personal essay, SAT scores, Common App, things like that. And if each school required, like, you had to look up the requirements for that school. Things like that are things that are good to know about. So I think once you have all that, the questions written down for your college fair or college visit, diving in more to the school, looking at reviews, and knowing about the application fees and stuff like that. Even though I know they'll hand you a big folder with the stuff in it. But already going in knowing it is good. It's like a step ahead of the game. Like, I've been to so many college tours that I know what questions to ask now. I know to ask about security and internships. But things I don't know what to ask, I listen to what they have to say and then I think of a question. Or I listen to all the other families who are in that college tour. And with those questions come other questions that I think of. And it's kind of fun to be with other families. Because the first college tour I went on, it was just me and my mom. Which, don't get me wrong, that's always a fun time. But being with other families to, like, ricochet questions off is good. I'm not saying, like, if you go to a college tour and you're by yourself, leave. I am not saying that. I'm saying it's just, if you go by yourself, to schedule another tour on a different day after you take that tour. Because once you take that tour and you really liked that school, take a tour of it again, and go to see if when you get there that there's other families, so that way those questions that you have might be answered. So, yeah. Hopefully this helped you. But if it didn't, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm just really excited because college is stressful. I'm excited and stressed at the same time. But knowing that there's other people around me going through the same thing, then that's okay. Going with friends is a good thing too. Not just your family. But, yeah. Okay, so hopefully you guys had a great day. And remember, have a magical day, guys. Bye.